Gisbergen and Mostert out there. So the best part of 3/4 of the field have now taken their stop as Slade looks to make a move here and get some side draft benefit. And he's right up against the edge of the road on the white line, but he's ideally positioned now for the left-hander. Oh no, he just lost a little bit of ground. He's run it wide and this is a monster. So this is a horrible moment for Slade, and he's gone across the front of the other cars and not hit another vehicle. That is a miracle.
Well, they would have known he was off, so they would have propped up. That could have been a monstrous accident. Cam's escorted him as wide as possible. He started back there. Obviously, they're bumping the whole way. So now Cam's got him right up to the white line. You made the point. Then they get through here, and then he runs it. They've actually had a bump there, then another bump, and then out into the weeds. Have a look how the car comes off the ground. That would have been 250 kilometres an hour.
There was a secondary touch, and it was lucky that Waters didn't rotate round the front of him. Now, if they trip over the curb in the middle of all that, you've got cars scattered everywhere in an aeroplane crash. But he got away with it, thankfully. No damage done. But note that Waters is not down on the inside of the road on that other angle that we had. He did have him held up nice and high here, and that is a scary moment. It launches, it's airborne. Can't see where he's going. Brakes are clamped. The rest of the mob can see it, thankfully. And look at the witness marks on the road. He had his foot jammed.
Oh, that's big.
That was Pye.
That'll make contact with another car down there.
And it did. It's made contact with quite a few. Huge damage. James Courtney's involved. David Reynolds also went off, and the Fujitsu Commodore is an absolute wreck.
That's the third race meeting in a row for car number 22, and that's substantial damage on the G. That's the view from onboard. That's collapsed the windscreen, damage to the roof turret on the car. It's caved in the front of the Better Electrical Lounge Ford. The wheel that I'm sure will have parted company from Paul's car, from Stephen Richards' Paul Dumbrell car. See the car in the background, it was Craig Lowndes. So that wheel was bouncing on the run, exiting turn 2, bouncing on the run up towards the cutting, and it somehow bounced its way into the path of Craig Lowndes. He's a very lucky man not to have copped that wheel. We didn't see it, but it was just to the right of screen there, and there's the damage on the 888 car. Unbelievably bad luck. Oh, he's gone nowhere. Randall's gone nowhere. He'll have to use the anti-stall, and he's been clouded heavily by Heimgartner. Heimgartner's gone straight into the back. It'll trigger a safety car, and that is a disastrous start.
You're right, brother. You're right.
What a shame. So Thomas Randall has stalled on the line. He didn't get the anti-stall going and get it mobile, or he's had a failure.
So you watch this, he moves, and then he moves again, and that's when it's stalled. That's probably close enough to 150 kilometres an hour, I reckon that is.
That's what you don't want to see at the start of a motor race. Okay, so and he's got 0.6 of a second over Davison. That's a nice cushion to get things started. Brody up into third.
Monster crash.
High. Now, he's had big ones here before, and he's gone heavily to the inside wall. This will trigger the BP Ultimate safety car. And sadly, the Newlon car, huge damage. So he would have been helped in that process.
He's been escorted there for sure.
Now, this is the end of the standing lap. Now, let's have a look further back in the pack to understand who did what to who. Okay, so the other car there was a Matt Stone racing car, but I'm not sure which of them it was.
Jack LeBrock.
You reckon?
Yeah.
So here we go. Yeah, you're right. Car number 34. So he's moved to the right. Pye's moving to the right, moving to the right, moving to the right until there's contact.
Seriously. You just can't do that stuff. It's fine. It's fine when you're driving alongside each other to be making contact like that, but that is a seriously damaged motor car at an absolutely high-speed area of 200 kilometres an hour, and at any point that accident doesn't happen if you don't make contact. You don't go off the road without some help.
So to get by that WPS Falcon, and Richards is giving Skate the big hurry up.
Yeah, there's no doubt that for whatever reason in the early phase of these restarts, The HRT car is not quite comfortable in its...
Someone's gone!
Ambrose has had a massive shunt. Ambrose has had a massive shunt. So Greg Murphy's involved. More cars. The track is jammed. The track is jammed.
Can you believe that? That was huge. And look at this. The track completely blocked.
It could be game over. It could be Mark Scaife's victory. We have passed the 75% distance. What will this man do? What will the race director Tim Schenken do?
And how did that happen? More to the point, Greg Murphy's tangled up with
Cars are getting through. Cars are getting through. They may not red flag it.
Murphy is out of the car. Ambrose stepping from the car. Did these two tangle? And watch this. Look at these guys.
It's on.
Murphy and Ambrose. These two do not like each other, and they are going to have some serious words. Look at this. They are two heated men. They are two heated competitors. Can you believe this Super Cheap Auto 1000 has ended like this? Well, it's not over yet.
Go racing in 5 seconds, in fact. Jamie Whincup versus Paul Dumbrell on the front. This is the time when the title contenders have to stand up and be noticed, and Whincup has done that.
Slow reaction from Paul Dumbrell, and Whincup made a very nice start. The secondary part of the start was good for Dumbrell, though. Up on the outside was Davis.
Oh, no!
PB off. Wild right. More trouble in the mid-pack as well. Dumbrell's going to rejoin here. He's going to be careful.
Oh. That's hard to rejoin there with cars everywhere.
He did a good job, though. He managed to get back on cleanly.
Oh, it's a bumping duel there between Todd Kelly and Craig Lowndes.
That's Dave Patterson's voice engineer for Paul Dumbrell in the background.
It's been a benefit, though, for Mark Winterbottom. And a big, almighty lock up for Garth Tander straight into the fence.
Oh, I can see that coming.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine. Safety car. PD cut a tyre on the flag.
Garth Tander saying that his tyre was cut, and you'll see it on the replay when we get to it, but
Just stay there until I control this one.
he was a passenger.
Those tyres have done an unbelievably good job. Look for Garth Tander. Garth Tander, it's just here.
Here comes Paul on
This
the
is
right.
the contact just up in front. Here we go. This is the contact now. Bang. And that wheel-to-wheel contact has deflated the right-hand front tyre of Garth Tander's. And as we follow up here, this will be on Fianganol. Oh, hang on. It might have been actually even more there. Because there's a bit of fainting. Maybe it's not steering properly. It's not steering properly. Here we go, and that's gone. That's gone. And lucky he didn't get Dumbrell with it. That is a very serious hit.
Out. Green at the back. Race 8 of the championship in the West. Whincup and Bright, turn 1. Who can make the jump? Bright gets a good initial bite. Alex Davison makes a stormer. Slots to the inside. That's massive. Oh, that's launched on the grid. He was stalled on the grid and has been hit from behind.
That's
And Carl's moving, trying to get out of this car quickly. He's out of the car. That's good to see, because that has taken a massive hit from behind. The race is red flagged.
back in the pack. Carl stopped.
Oh,
man.
And Dave Reynolds pulled out of the way. Owen completely unsighted. He had no chance.
He had nowhere to go, did he?
And that's just punched straight into the fuel cell. It's split the cell. The fuel's been ignited, but there's a whole lot of electrical apparatus in the back of the cars. There's fuel pumps in there. There's power and batteries and things in there. And I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as ferocious on a start line in terms of front to rear impact. And that has devastated that car. That car will be just about over and out, I'd say.
I totally agree. I've never seen an impact as heavy as that on a start line anywhere. Steve Owen, just as the cars split apart, he had nowhere to go.
Just down at BJR, chatting to my old boss, actually, Bradley Jones.
Ugly!
Oh, no! Holdsworth and Davison. Oh, my goodness.
It's a big crash.
And that's
Caruso.
Over the top.
It was Michael Caruso.
Hey, mate, just as long as you're all right.
That was a shocking incident. Oh my goodness me, twice in 2 days in the same spot, and I think I heard Will say it was completely over the top.
Stay there till the marshals get to you, mate. Everything's safe at the moment.
So Caruso has gone in really heavy in exactly the same position, exactly the same way as Garth Tander did. And Will Davison is out of the car. And he's going to go and make sure that Michael's okay. That was just an enormous impact. Look at the back. Look at what it's done to car 22. Absolutely wrecked it.
Car
Ripped it
2.
to shreds. Check this out.
This is the hit. So that turns him around, but 22 actually turns over.
Oh. Oh, that's insane.
Oh.
That's fuel at the back of Will's car.
That is such a fast section of road. So sorry, it didn't turn over, but it turned right up onto the back. He was on the outside. He would have been on the inside for the right-hander. There's lots of chat on the radio about it immediately between Van Gisbergen and Co.
And then Shane slowed up on the run to turn 4, and then monstrous trouble here.
Safety car boards and flags.
That is an extraordinary incident. There are cars everywhere. Golding's right in the centre of it. Courtney's backwards. Hazelwood,
Flag,
Smith,
red flag, red flag.
red flag. Slade in the middle of it. There's got to be 10 cars there, hasn't there?
Lee Holdsworth, enormous damage on the front of the Penrite car. James Golding's car, terrible. Macaulay Jones.
Brock Feeney.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Make sure you're okay.
So this is Macaulay Jones
Okay.
and
Sore wrist.
Pertamina backing on that car this weekend. New livery, and trouble also for Todd Hazelwood up at turn 11. Goodness me, there's a fire going on there at the front of the Macaulay Jones entry, and this is extremely bad news for Brad Jones, who's already had a cost. Oh, they need to get that out in a hurry. What's going on here? Oh, yes, horrible moment then for James Golding. And then all this lot have got nowhere to go. They have literally arrived in the middle of a gigantic accident. So it starts with James Golding tripping over right here, gets it crossed up, launches across the top of the curb, lucky not to roll it, and that has had the effect of tripping over Randall, and then the rest of them are all doing 150 kilometres an hour, and they drive smack bang into the middle of a gigantic mess. And that's going to take some time to clean up. I think I can say with a reasonable degree of confidence that all drivers are okay and out. Man. So James let go of the wheel and crossed his arms there. So that was a shocker.